I've been talking about these empty sounds and all this sort of business in a fairly out there kind of context, you know, contemporary jazz, creating solos, all of that, you know, odd times tonight, 7/8, all that. Let's just bring it back to rock. One of the things about empty sounds and all this sort of, when you know, hitting a crash cymbal, usually with a bass drum, but what happens if you don't, you know, that kind of thing. What can start to happen is that you start to get into the land of mixed sticking, a la paradiddles and all that, but linear playing starts to come to the fore in a big way. So you might have just a single stroke roll with the snares on, Chris. What I did then was essentially a little bit of a groove play, so to speak, between the hi-hat and the snare drum. Now, you're waiting for me to say the names of dudes like Dave Weckl and, you know, people who are very famous for that kind of linear style of playing, all that sort of stuff. But I'm not going to say the typical fusion kind of guys' names. I'm going to pull someone out that I dearly love his drumming. He's the drummer for PJ Harvey. Rob Ellis is his name, and he's absolutely wonderful at this kind of playing. You might have a normal rock beat. I'll make it a little bit funky. See all the empty sound. And I could just go on. But the PJ Harvey album, Aha Her, around about 2004. Oh my God, what a wonderful album. I mean, not only is the lady dead sexy in a rock and roll kind of way, but she's got some great players behind her too. And the woman, PJ Harvey, she just about ticks all my boxes and a few other things as well, as you're probably gathering. But what happens? Okay. I've thrown myself now. But what goes on, she's a hell of a rhythm guitarist as well. She's a great guitarist. She's fantastic. And just love the grooves she puts together. And every album's a bit different too. She's been around for years now. And what happens is Rob Ellis, her drummer, has been with her for a long time. I don't know if he's with her just at the minute. She moves and changes and then comes back, you know, and all that sort of stuff. But Rob Ellis was with her from the very start, and then but the Aha Her album from 2004 is terrific for this kind of playing, where you get that kind of mixed linear kind of sound. And I'm obviously approaching it from a different point of view than your typical fusion and all that sort of stuff, all that sort of business there. So you might have a normal rock beat. Something like that. I'm just on the fly doing that kind of thing. So things like that. So that's just something there about open sounds, creating different things. I've talked about 7/8 tonight, and opposites attracting. When we're normally playing on the downbeat. But what happens if I take away the bass drum? You're listening to the opposite, the snare drum a little bit more, so it's a bit off-putting to begin with, but therein lays the interest in the songs and the compositional aspects. It's sort of wonderful business when you get into it. So I hope you're getting something out of these shows. My name's Chris Quinlan. If you want to contact me, drumshow@hotmail.com, and the website is thedrumshow.net. I have many more clips than I put on just this show on my YouTube site, which you can get to through my website, and it's just thedrumshow.net. Okay. And there you have it. Okay, hope you've enjoyed everything I've been going on about, and I will see you next week. Okay, take care. Bye-bye.